Hi, Cancers. This is your reading for the week of March 31st. So, what I've got as I'm starting to tune into the energy, or as I started to, was that there's a sense for many of you almost of being in limbo. You've made great changes in terms of the way you perceive yourself and perceive things and what's possible. But it's more that you have done the work to really let go of what the restrictions were. And now that you have this open sky in front of you, this open horizon, there's a little bit going, okay, but now what? And what you're being asked is to understand that you are now really on the path. And I'm getting all sorts of shivers as I say this. You're really on the path now of understanding what your nature is, what your true spiritual nature is, because you've let go of an awful lot of the ego attachments that were associated with loving and taking care of people within a very ego personality centered way. That's not a criticism. That's what we do as humans. But where you're going now is you're moving more towards, you're having a journey inward. That is still, it's a new thing for you in a way, to be able to really check in and say, where is my path? Where's my next step? So because you're still in a position, you're newly negotiating that power and that capability in alignment with this new vision of who you are no longer, who you've let go of as an identity. You're still not quite sure how to negotiate it. So you can get to that line where it's like you're ready to take another step and you're going, but I don't know. What might it look like? This is where you're being told, okay, is there something holding you back from allowing yourself to take your ability to respond and make a choice in moving forward? What happens if you let the choice not be a burden, but you allow it to be an option? What if instead of being faced with, oh my God, I have to decide what I want to do next, you just open up to the idea of there is divine love, there is sacredness in all things. That as a being that is very, very centered in feeling, the capacity that you have to really operate from such a deep level of love, it's quite profound. It's really, really quite profound, Cancers. And I feel as though you're touching into that, but you still don't have a structure for it exactly. And that's kind of the whole point, because part of what you're learning how to do is to let go of what the burdens have been that have held you down, that you've created in your mind, or that you've created through your relationships, but you've helped create them. And now that you're free, now that you have let go of a lot of that old belief system that held you back and held you kind of in a stasis, now you are facing the possibility. Okay, it's a new day for you, Cancers. So listen, I'm going to refer to something from a wonderful writer, Carolyn Mace, who's done all sorts of fantastic energetic works. One of the things she talks about is from one of her really early recordings many years ago, was that as we're moving up through the energies of the chakras in terms of our evolution of consciousness, we'll often get to the solar plexus, which is our point where we transition from a more earthly, psychologically based life, survival life, into the heart chakra and the upper chakras, which is where we live more in deeper consciousness, higher consciousness, and divine timing. And she says often what we will do is we will hang out at the solar plexus by trying to take everybody with us. It's like we'll hang out there and we'll want to bring everybody with us because that creates a kind of security. I'm paraphrasing now. And that we'll often hesitate to move into the upper chakras fully, or that higher consciousness, because we know when we do, things can change on a dime, and it can threaten chaos because things can change very, very quickly, which of course happens the higher frequency you're in and the more you're connected to universal mind, universal consciousness with good intention and high frequency, because then you can manifest things far more quickly and be drawn. Your soul can take you where it wants you to go, where you're designed to go. And where you're designed to go is going to be where your heart takes you, where your true heart takes you. So the best thing that you can do for yourselves right now, my very dear Cancers, again, it's a new day, look at things with a new light and realize that you have choice. You have choice. And choice can feel like a burden because it's like, oh, I don't know where I'm going. But if you understand that it's not a matter of you have to sit down and decide, I'm deciding, that you can do it another way. Because Cancers, you are so open to a loving heart. Let yourself move into that frequency of loving energy and see, as you do that, you're going to notice where you need to drop things that are infringing on that love space, that love energy. You can see where you would be able to start looking at things from this new vision, with this new lens and this new containment of love in your being, how you can look at how you want your future to be. And I dare say, not just how it is in your little microcosm, but the world at large. How do you want to see the world? If you don't know what you want, let me put it this way really simply. If you don't know what you want, look at what you don't want. Look at what you don't stand for, and let that be an indicator of what you do stand for. If you can go back and say, what did I not like? How did I restrict myself? Why? And what can I do about that? What would be the opposite to that? That would feel good. That would feel liberating. So whatever the restriction is, you can look for the opposite. And you can allow yourself to look at things in a new light. Change the lens. Change the lens. Attitude is key, my dears. Attitude is key. So here you go, your mind. Your mind is where you get to look at things in a new day. Make a choice about what it is you want to be experiencing, how you want to be looking at things. And when you start questioning your ability or getting insecure as you look out this new horizon of possibility, go back to, who says why not? What's crippling me right now? What's taking away my power to make a choice? Okay? And remember that this is all about you developing yourself in a way where you are moving inwards to deepening your self-awareness of who you really are, which is a being centered in a higher love that comes as a radiating force rather than, I must do this, I must do that, I must give there, I must do that. Allow yourself to operate by just being in that energy and see where that energy wants to move you, Cancer. Because you have great, great possibilities for really being able to create a wonderful environment for yourself that actually will benefit everybody. And that's the flip for you, Cancers. When you are genuinely and truly happy and living your best life, you can't help but radiate love in the world. And you will. Okay? Cancers, this is good. A little scary for you, I understand. But have faith. Lean into that sense of love. Drop whatever's scaring you or stressing you. Just really try to look at it with a new light, flip it around, and realize that you are a powerful being when you are centered in your loving being. Okay? Take care.